Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the one true God, and Yahweh Shai is the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to send salutations to all the Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, exalting the name of Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, in truth and in sincerity. Alright, so this lesson is going to be about 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. You know, that one scripture in itself is a full breakdown. Because, you know, I'm gonna look up certain words within this scripture, and it's like a full breakdown within itself, just this one verse, you know, because I'm gonna look up 3 words, and it's gonna tell the fullness of what the scripture is talking about. All right, because really, you know, the direction of this lesson is really about your endurance and being willing to overcome adversity to be saved, because it's something that we're going to have to do. This whole ministry is really about Yahweh Shai and Yahweh and how they're going to save their people out of destruction and what's going to happen after that, you know, because destruction will come, pestilence, famine, war will come, basically your faith will be tested, you will be tried, all right, you know, there's so much that's going to be going on, you know, it's going to be like a time like never before. Like something we never seen before, you know. And there's going to be so much going on that you're going to be tested at every turn. And it's not going to be a light thing. It's going to be a serious event. And you're going to have to really pour into the Lord, man, and really rely on the Lord and His miracles and His, you know, His guidance. You're gonna have to really rely on the Lord in these last days, man. You know, if you are lacking now in prayer and, you know, not really, you know, you kind of not really sure, it's high time to do that now. It's high time to wake up out of that slumber and really get focused and get to it, because it's really important. Because, like I said, the scriptures say it's going to be like a time like never before. It's going to be some shit out here, bro, that we going to have to really, like, see and really just keep it moving. It's going to be some things we're going to see, and we're going to have to just keep going, you know. And the only way you're going to be able to keep on going, the only way you'll be able to truly, fully grasp, all right, the whole experience of what's about to happen and endure is through the spirit and power of Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. It says, "Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates?" All right, so basically, I'm going to look up the word examine. You look up the word examine, Periezo, it says to try whether a thing can be done, to attempt, endeavor, to try, to make trial of, test. All right. So it's to try something whether it can be done. All right, because you have to try. All right, you have to examine yourself. You have to try yourself. You have to test yourself. You have to put forth an effort. You know how they say, put your good foot forward. You have to try. All right. You have to test yourself whether you can do something or not. All right, and that goes with faith, because the scriptures say, "I walk by faith, not by sight." You're gonna have to just go and do something blindly. Something that you probably can't see. The scriptures talk about, blessed are those who have not seen me and yet believe. So it's all about faith at the end of the day. It's all about faith. All right. So it's examine yourself whether you be in the faith. So you have to try yourself whether you be in the faith. Prove your own self. Know you're not yourself, so you got to know who you are and know your strengths, your weaknesses. All right. Know where you need to get stronger. All right, and pursue that, and sharpen that. All right. So you got to do that. So we go look up the word prove. Salakia. It says prove. Doki mazo. It says to test, examine, prove. Whether a thing is genuine or not. So you want to see if something is genuine. If you genuinely care, all right, and have faith in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, you're going to see if you care or not. All right? That's how you prove. You want to prove to the Lord that you have faith. All right? You want to prove to the Lord that you're worthy. All right? Prove to the Lord that you're worthy of salvation. All right, that you deserve it. All right, because the elect are going to prove themselves. All right, but the ones that drop the plow, all right, they're going to get the death of the uncircumcision. All right, the ones that were never even worthy to begin with, they're going to get the same death as them. All right, because they did not prove themselves. They didn't even try. All right. So you're going to have to prove yourself. All right. It says, know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. That's a good reprobates. Ado Akimos. All right. It says, not standing the test, not approved. All right. So when you're not approved, you're a reprobate, right? So some people have actually examined themselves, proved themselves, and it comes out that they weren't worthy, all right? Hell, even Judas walked with Yahweh Shai. Was he worthy? No. But who did? Peter walked. Was he worthy? Yes. All right? Paul. Was he worthy? Yes. But who wasn't? Judas. All right? So, not everybody that just because you were in the faith doesn't mean you were of it. All right? Some people were around for a little bit of time, and then now they're gone. All right? Because they didn't endure. Because this is all about your endurance. All right? 2 Timothy 2 and 3. It says, therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. All right? So it's all about endurance. All right? Endure hardness as a good soldier. All right? And when you look at hardships, it means to suffer, to endure evils, hardships, troubles. All right? So you got to endure that. You got to endure that hardness. All right? All right? And have that endurance to keep on going. All right? Like Paul did when he talked about how he was shipwrecked, beaten by his own journeyman. All right? Bitten by a snake. All right? And the list goes on. It was a long list of shit, man. It was a long list of things, man. He went through a lot. He went through a lot, man. All right? He went through a lot of stuff. But he endured. Verse 4, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. Who chose us to be a soldier? Yahweh. All right? So we got to endure hardness as a good soldier, because we're going to be a good soldier, a good servant. All right? That just means that you're worthy. All right? Of salvation. All right? So basically, what we got to do is endure. All right? Because things are going to happen. All right? And we're gonna, hey, it's gonna be tough. But it's a fight for a reason. All right? Because we're fighting for our salvation. And we're laboring into our rest. So with that, all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai.